Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I hope this finds everybody healthy and safe. And we thought it would be a good idea just to do a bit of a touch base with Mr. Morrison and Ms. Bembridge. So you guys can ask your questions that you've been asking us all along and get it from the source. And as well as with yesterday's announcements, we realized people are a little bit on edge, and we thought some FaceTime would be really well. Okay. Lost Karen.
There we go.
Perfect.
Did you guys lose Karen?
Yep, there she is.
Here I am. There's the agenda on the screen.
Okay, you want me to start?
Yes.
So we are having awards night, and right now the plan is to videotape each of the supervisors giving their part of what they would have normally done. Obviously, we won't have the external presenters that we normally have, so those will be presented by Jane, Mark, and me. And we'll edit this all together, and we'll send out invites for people to tune in and watch it, you know, the world premiere on awards night at 7 o'clock. So we're leaning away from a Zoom because there's not really much interaction. There's no Q&A. There's no, you know, except for the audience applauding for each of, you know, of the winners. So we think it might just be better to do an edited presentation that airs live. Unfortunately, the gift cards, the certificates, some of these come with small plaques. Those things will all be mailed out. Thoughts or questions on awards night?
Nothing so far. No questions.
Okay, so moving on from awards night. What's the next thing say? Congratulations, graduate signs. That was added recently.
That's actually, I may have not taken that off.
Oh.
That's what the HSA is giving to all of the seniors. And so every senior, normally what happens is in Project, you know, as part of the fundraising for Project Graduation, we sell graduates, congratulations, you know, the lawn signs. And for this year, instead of selling them, the HSA is providing them for every senior.
That's great. You know, it's not on the agenda specifically, but Friday night we opened up we turned on the lights at Geisinger Field. So we're participating with, you know, every school in Bergen County is doing this at 8:20. They turn on the lights for 20 minutes and 20 seconds. This week we'll have the scoreboard on, and we're going to try and play, you know, Eye of the Tiger and maybe some other songs. We had quite a few seniors and parents come, you know, around the fence. I don't know if the track is still going to be open at that time. I don't know if they shut the track, you know, when it gets dark, but we did have quite a few seniors come, you know, to see the lights. So this time we'll have a little bit more, you know, to that. For graduation, yesterday, that's about all I talked about was graduation. There was a big Zoom meeting of principals from all over Bergen County. I spent some more time talking to John Massaro, the principal over at Cresskill. And right now we're just exploring, you know, what the options are depending upon what the situation is. In other words, if we're under the same rules that we're under now, what can we do for seniors, you know, on that day? Or if we get a little bit of loosening of the rules, you know, what could we do? Some of the ideas out there are predicated on the size of the senior class. So, you know, I referenced Cresskill. He has 130 seniors. I have 300 seniors. So he may be entertaining some things that just logistically we wouldn't be able to do, or perhaps not be able to do all at once. Ridgewood is talking about filming their students receiving a diploma in advance, and then for the night of graduation, having that video all put together and be part of some kind of live streaming event where you add to it then the student speeches, you call out each senior's name, and when you call out their name, you show the video of them that's previously been taken walking across the stage and getting a diploma. I like that kind of blend of something live and something, you know, that's already prepackaged, especially the student speeches. I know there's been talk of some schools are saying they're going to do their graduation in August. Most aren't, but there are still a handful that are saying we're going to stake out this date, that's graduation. And my fear is come August, we're going to be in the same situation, that the rules won't be relaxed enough to do something where we get all 300 kids together at the same time. So we don't have a set plan. We are looking at all kinds of options. I really think it's important that we do something on June 18th. Whether or not we have some other hope for a ceremony later in August, I think June 18th, we need to do something just in case nothing else happens later in the summer. Questions on graduation? So we have looked at cars as an option. And what's great about using cars is it creates that social distancing that's so important for anything that any plan we do, we have to get approved by the county, as I understand it. And what's nice about the cars is, well, if you get out of your car, walk across the stage, get back in your car before the next group gets out, we have that social distancing. The challenge is going to be how long does that take? You know, if each student takes 1 minute to get across the stage with 300 kids, you're talking about, you know, almost a full day ceremony. Some towns like Cresskill are talking about, and I saw the question, a parade where you line up all the cars and they, you know, we have the help of the police, obviously, and they parade through town. You know, that could be something that we try. My concern is for families that don't have cars. You know, does the district rent a car for a family that doesn't have a car? That would be something that we would have to talk about, you know, if we did do something that includes cars.
Okay, Mr. Morrison, we have two questions. One refers to the awards night. Will all graduates be invited to awards night or just award winners as in previous years?
That's a good one. If it's going to be posted on our website, ultimately anybody can watch it. But we are inviting only kids that are going to win awards. Right? Nobody wants to be invited to something and you sit through it and then your name is never called. So I think that's why we only invite people that are getting an award to that show. But unlike previous years, this year it will be recorded, which I think is great because just in case you missed it that night or something comes up, at least now you still have, you know, that ceremony as everyone else experienced it.
Okay, there's a second question about graduation. Good morning, Mr. Morrison. Thank you for exploring options for graduation. Is it possible for you to send a message directly to every senior letting them know that you're working on graduation plans? We as parents have heard rumors that things are being planned behind the scenes, but I think the seniors would benefit from hearing from you directly.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
I can email the seniors, and I'm planning on filming myself later on today for the morning announcements. I'm just going to give a shout out to the teachers for Teacher Appreciation Week. So I could also just add to the morning announcements little snippet that, hey, seniors, we are thinking about this. I have met with the senior class leaders, all the senior students. I've met with them twice, just to kind of get what their thoughts are. So definitely I can let them know we're thinking about them, and we're thinking about graduation just about nonstop. Looks like there's another question.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'll be on the morning announcements. So that would be a live, video of me, and I'll send an email as well, just letting them know I'm thinking about them. I'll word my message to them very carefully should this fall into outside hands and come under scrutiny. I could talk about the prom briefly because that one's going to be a lot tougher. Unfortunately, now the prom would not be a school event. So if the prom were to be run after June 18th, that would be a private event. And I know the HSA has been talking to, the senior class advisor, the senior leadership about, what does that look like? Is that somehow folded into a project graduation, et cetera? But we got advice from the attorney that represents the district that once June 18 has passed, these are not our students and we cannot be running events for them. That being said, I have to be honest, in the phone calls on yesterday, some districts, I think it was Waldwick, have said they're having a prom in August and they're doing graduation in August. They're setting aside dates for that. But they may not have the same attorney that Tenafly has giving them advice.
There's another question. If school is not running prom, I think we should move on from that notion, sadly. Well, that's a comment, sorry. Not a question.
We do a lot to make sure that the prom runs very smoothly. And, knock on wood, we have not had any incidents in the past few years, I shouldn't say it out loud, at the prom or at the Olympics. But, in part, that's because we have great kids. But really, in part, because I have a terrific administration, terrific teachers that help chaperone that. And we have rules about how you get to the prom, how you leave the prom. We check you in, we check you out. A lot of planning goes into that event. And, maybe this class is just going to have a really fantastic one-year reunion or something along those lines.
Karen, were there any other questions about seniors, I think, or is that everything about
There's
seniors?
another one.
I don't know, is there? I don't think so.
Okay, what?
Okay.
Oh, Alicia's. Did you ask?
Yes.
Yeah, that is a great question. Legally speaking, there's no definition. There's no difference between if we postpone graduation and we postpone the prom. If we postpone graduation, our attorney is saying you have to have some kind of extra insurance added on or et cetera. To me, the difference is just the type of event that it is. The prom by definition is kids getting close to each other socially. Whereas graduation, I think, has a better chance of happening with some kind of social distancing rules in place. But as far as the insurance goes and the school liability, there is no difference. And not only would I be concerned about having a graduation in August from the legal standpoint of, are these kids ours? What's our liability? I'm worried about what the life of the administration of the high school is going to look like in August as far as just getting ready for September. And, the 4 grades that we have coming in and what is school going to look like and how are we going to have to adapt for whatever rules are in place to get us back in. So that's why I think it's important we do graduation, whatever it's going to be, on June 18th. I am not in favor of putting a date out there in August for, potentially something else. And I've changed my mind on that. If you had asked me a month ago, I may have said, yeah, let's hold that date. Now, I don't think that's a good idea.
Were there any other questions about seniors or? Mr. Morrison, I don't know if you can see it, because then I guess if there's no more questions about seniors at this time, I think the other questions were just about removing things from your locker.
Yeah, so my focus on those kinds of issues is the seniors. And we have to figure out if in the near future we can get the seniors even in small groups, back into the building to return their textbooks and items, and then also collect the things that they've left behind, and also to get their caps and gowns. And the reason I'm focusing on the seniors is, well, those underclassmen, I'll have most of them come back. And so we can do, perhaps in the summer, a clean out of underclassmen lockers where we just take the food and stuff that needs to come out, clean it, put their stuff back in. But for the seniors, we have to do something now before we lose them. And other issues are, once we collect back all these textbooks, where do we keep them for a period of time so we know that they're decontaminated? And is there a process by which we can, clean these books so that when we give them out in September, we know that they're safe? Right now, as you know, we can't have any kids in the building, but hopefully by June, that's relaxed in some way so we can collect their materials. If we're back in September, then I envision some way we can collect from the underclassmen and then give them their new books. As regards to 9th grade lockers, maybe they just get the senior lockers. Everybody in currently 9th, 10th, 11th grade, maybe they just keep their current locker, and the 9th graders get the senior lockers that are cleared out. It's not ideal. The seniors like the lockers coming in from the senior entrance, but who knows if we'll even be using lockers. They're so close together. If we're doing any kind of social distancing, maybe we're going to say, just carry everything you're going to need. But yeah, we have to work on how we're going to give people back their stuff. We have lacrosse sticks and stuff that are in the field house. We have to get those back, to kids as soon as we can as well. So we don't have a plan in place, but it is definitely on our mind. And, I have to go back to graduation. We're also looking for some guidance from maybe the county Department of Education or even the state, because we're all in the same boat. And right now you have each district kind of tripping over each other to outdo each other on how we're going to be creative, but we don't really know what the rules are or what the rules are going to be. So it would be nice if we got some guidance from a larger group to say, here's what you can do. And then we're all on the same page.
Okay, Mr. Morrison, we have another question going back to the parade. If we don't do a parade or stop by, could we just do a parade around town going past everyone's houses?
I saw the map that you put together of where everybody lives. I mean, I don't know what that parade route would look like to go by everybody's house. It's every street.
Yeah.
But certainly a parade that goes down main streets, and if people then could come out on their lawns practicing social distancing and cheer on our graduates, I'm not opposed to that. I think it would take a long time. 300 cars is a lot of cars for a parade. And again, we would have to think about, we have some kids that don't have a car. So how do they participate? But I'm not opposed to the idea. And I did reach out to the police, and they're not opposed to helping us on whatever day we ask to arrange, a 300 car single file caravan. They're on board with helping us however we ask them to with that kind of a procession.
Can we do large buses, do you think, with kids' distance in each bus? That would cut down on the, yeah, well, cut down to 300 cars.
Yeah, how many kids on each bus, It's supposed to be able to hold 50 kids, but with social distancing and,
No, with less kids on each bus.
I know, but still, yeah. Or a couple buses for the kids that don't have cars, but.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. We do that for the prom, but for the prom, it's a choice.
Right.
So maybe in some way we make it a choice, think it out loud. Hey, if you don't have a car, if you want to get on the bus, but who's going to make sure that they stay a social distance apart from each other on the bus? That's a good job for HSA parents, I think. Plus those buses, you can't open the windows. A lot of those coach buses, right? I mean, but yeah, that's a possibility.
Beth, you had a question?
Oh, also, there's one is yearbook delivery. How are they gonna? Because we didn't pay for shipping, right? When you got your yearbooks, we didn't pay for. I don't think people pay for shipping. So how are they gonna get them?
Well, maybe that would be part of the cap and gown distribution. You know, hopefully I'll find out when the yearbooks are coming in, and then, you know, if this is sometime in June, we invite the kids maybe by homeroom, again, if we're allowed to. Right now we're not allowed to. And then space out each homeroom, have some kind of markers down, you know, the hall towards the senior lot. And as they come in, maybe through the gym, there's just stations where they return stuff and then pick up stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we could add the yearbook to that. I have to find out when the yearbooks are coming in. Because you're right, that would be very expensive if we had to ship those, but
Yeah.
somebody asked the question about a banner on Washington.
Yes.
We haven't thought about a banner on Washington Street. It's a Washington Avenue. We are looking into getting the senior images on the electronic sign downtown. So that was a request. We just had to see if their sign can take those images. So I had Steve Moger was in contact with the mayor to see if we can, you know, put their images on that sign as well. For spring sports, spring athletes are going to be showcased on Twitter, and we're looking at getting images from each kid and then putting together some kind of feature on the morning announcements, each day being a different sport, showcasing just those seniors.
Okay, we have 2 questions. The first one is, what is it? No, actually. I don't know if you answered the question. What is the difference between prom and graduation as far as postponing goes? It sounds like postponed graduation is possible, but prom is not.
Right. No, I think I answered that one. There were a couple after that.
Yeah. Project graduation has a lot of money if you needed to ship caps and gowns and yearbook. That's for us, I think.
Right. And senior portraits downtown of all the seniors?
You know, like the composite that you have outside of the Tiger, what is it, the
But
Tiger?
the wall, yeah.
The pit, I'm sorry, outside of the
Pits,
pit.
yes, the pits.
Oh. I guess we could try and create some kind of a poster that has all of their images and, you know, put that around. We haven't discussed that.
Yeah, because we can make a banner out of that.
I'm not opposed.
Any other questions? Guess we'll wait for some questions or.
The biggest thing in talking to the seniors is right now they're saying, oh, you know, we don't want a pity party. We don't want something that's less than what graduation's supposed to be. But I think when they look back on it, they'll be glad that we did do something on June 18th where it was a ceremony that, as best as we can, replicates what graduation is. So Susan Vardy is asking about senior athletes. Yeah, we're gonna do, you know, Twitter or I think Instagram as well. Each sport will get highlighted for a day or two, and then we're going to also put them on the morning announcements. So each sport will get one day where their seniors are showcased on our TV announcements. And then what we could do is just put that all together, and then that's available, you know, for everybody to see on our website. We talked about a lot of things. It's not, you know, decided one way or the other, but the idea of posters around Geisinger Field, I'm not sure how effective that is and for how long would you have those up. You know, if you're a senior, how special is that when it's, you know, limited? But it's been discussed. Your Instagram, Twitter debate continues.
So also, as far as Beth, I don't know if you want to speak or if there's a way we can open up the mic to Rosemary as far as project graduation and hoping to have something still for the kids during the summer.
Rosemary, do you want to do it? I don't know. She's muted right now. I don't know. Rosemary, are you on?
Unmute. I'm unmuted. Am I unmuted?
Okay, you're good now. Go ahead.
Okay, so as far as project graduation goes, we you know, of course, came up with several ideas. Of course, our most important is just to do some kind of a graduation. That's why I was asking about the drive-by parade. You know, even if we couldn't get out and go on the stage, I just think it would be a nice thing for the kids to do, and I think they would enjoy it. But of course, I know we have to look into the cars and all of that. But our other idea for project graduation, if we can do it, and if it does open up, we were looking at hosting a party at Knickerbocker for a yearbook signing. So for all the seniors that, you know, do attend, because unfortunately all the seniors don't attend prom if there is a prom. I'm going on all these ifs right now, but that is that's one of the ideas we were thinking about for you know, using all the money we raised for project graduation. And of course, also helping out with the prom.
Thanks, Rosemary.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anything else for seniors? Karen, Susan requested if she could speak.
Okay. Go ahead, Susan.
Oh, no, I don't know that. I don't know how that came across that I respected I could speak, but hello and thank you, everybody. Oh, I get it. The wording of my text I'd like to share must have been interpreted as I wanted to share it audibly. Yes, I guess so. I don't want to take away from your agenda. I guess I just was when I heard that, I think something saying about how the perception is that maybe the seniors don't want something cheesy or anything like that on the 18th, but they'll look back and happy they have it. And I was just going to share that I feel like with my own senior and his friends, because I heard a huge group chat going on last night. They had like a 20-person Zoom. I think that now that they know for sure no school is coming back, I think they all want something, something to mark the day in some way, whatever it is. So I think that your the comment that, you know, even if it's cheesy, they'll be happy to have it and look back on. I agree. I think they will.
Thanks, Susan.